Giants fans, it's week 3 and we've got the Eagles coming up. You're watching True Blue Review. Rich, do you know why I'm wearing red today? Because I'm still pissed.
Well, I know why you're wearing a Cruise jersey, because you're reminiscing about the good old days.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're hoping.
And
I
also,
hear you, brother.
I'm not even wearing glasses today because I'm so pissed. Still, getting over the last game, now we have to really focus on the Eagles coming up.
Yeah.
It's a good team. They're 1-1.
I hate to say that.
Yeah.
I mean, just the words that I have a problem forming the words in my mouth.
Yeah.
You know what? For as much hatred as I have of the Eagles, I do like the movie Invincible.
Oh,
but that's about it. That's about as once I watched the movie, it made me feel good. They even beat the Giants in the movie. He picks up the chicks of the Giants. He might have converted to an Eagles fan. It's a nice story.
Yeah, it is.
It's a nice story.
It is.
But they still lost the Super Bowl. You know.
Carson Wentz. I mean, he's in his second year.
He's good.
I got a few stats on him. Quarterback rating 89.3, 60% completion ratio, 8 rushes for 61 yards. We just saw a rushing quarterback in Matt Stafford.
That's important. You know what? Giants got some practice on Stafford. They need to contain this guy.
That's right. That's right. I'm not too sure about that stat I have down. That he was sacked 8 times.
That's a Manning sack, isn't it?
Yeah. Let's skip that.
He may have been sacked 8 times. It's possible.
Yeah.
Whatever.
He's a good quarterback.
Sure.
He's a good quarterback. And actually, they've surrounded him with good guys. They really have.
Yeah.
They have every reason to be optimistic.
They spent money on their offense. Giants spent a lot of money on their defense.
Yeah.
They spent a lot more money on their offense and brought in some guys. I'm sure they spent some money on defense too. I'll be honest with you, man. I don't know the Eagles very well. I know Wentz. I know Sproles. But I'll get to know a couple. Macklin. No, Macklin's gone. Is Macklin back on that team?
No, I think he's gone.
I don't know.
Darren Sproles. He's a killer. Not just a Giants killer. I mean, this guy breaks away. He just has a way of getting the ball and making plays. He always has.
He can scoot through, man.
So he's certainly someone that
where'd he go?
He's certainly someone that the defense has to key on.
Hell yeah.
And then LeGarrette Blount is now on the team. He hasn't done much this year, but knowing him from the Patriots, he's got the ability of just driving through a pile of people and carrying them with him. So will they use him more? From what I was researching, most of the fans want more of him. We'll see what the coaching staff wants. You know, Zach Ertz, he's leading the team. He's the tight end. He's leading the team. I believe 11 receptions, 160 some odd yards out of 2 games. So that's good for a tight end.
Right.
Alshon Jeffrey. Okay.
Yeah, he's played for
and Torrey Smith. Those are your 2 guys right there.
Oh, Torrey Smith. He was on Baltimore. That's where Macklin is. Macklin's on Baltimore now, I think.
Okay.
Alshon Jeffries. I always just get these guys mixed up because I play fantasy football. These guys change teams like I change my pants. So Jeffries used to be on the freaking Bears.
Right.
So.
Well, one more note is the offense is averages 298 yards passing in the ranked 3rd out of 2 games. I'm kind of surprised at that stat, but wow. Yeah.
Wentz.
Yeah, exactly.
Going to hold him down. Do you know that Stafford only had like 120 some yards passing?
I know.
Wow.
I know.
They ran the ball though. That's what's up.
Yeah.
And they're not a ball running team.
Right.
I was kind of surprised about that.
Well, there's some people have said that it's hard to the defense. They're saying the defensive line has gotten a little bit softer this year from last year, but I gotta say they've been out on that field an awful lot.
Yeah, that's what's up.
Yeah, so I'm not gonna beat on the defense. Why don't you give me a little bit of an idea of what you think we're looking at for the Giants' offense for this week?
They need to run the ball.
Yeah.
Effectively. I mean, they do run the ball, but they only run it 1 yard.
You think Orleans Darkwood should get the start?
I totally believe Orleans Darkwood. I said that last week. Yeah. Give him the start.
Yeah.
And then let him run. Let him run a few times. Wear the freaking defense down, man. Pound him. Pound him. The guy can pound. Perkins is not a pounder to me.
Right.
Perkins dances. He dances. You know?
You can put Red Ellison in the backfield with him, and literally he can open up a hole a mile wide. Again, they don't seem to have the confidence in the offensive line to be able to do it.
They don't get that push on the offensive line, so it's a challenge. But the bottom line is, I think they should start Orleans Darkwood. Maybe they will.
Maybe.
After last week, why would you start What has Perkins done?
Yeah,
Nothing.
nothing.
You can't totally put that on the line. Now, I put a lot of it on the line, but the guy gets nothing because he doesn't hit the hole. But Darkwood hits the hole harder than him. And he's just a more physical back.
Yeah.
So they need that. Beckham's 1 week healthier.
Yes.
So that's a plus. I think that Marshall, what were you going to say? Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Let me step in. We found out today Evan Ingram is on concussion protocol. To me, that means I believe he can't play if he gets put on concussion protocol.
No, they could.
I'm not really sure, though. I don't know if he can be cleared by the end of the week.
Yeah, he could be cleared.
Okay.
He could be cleared. There's the possibilities there. I think right now they're just, they're so careful about concussions. Like if you get a concussion, you're going to freaking die or something.
Right.
So anyway.
Yeah.
They play that very, very carefully.
So we were talking about the wide receivers as well. Beckham being back.
I think Marshall's got something to prove, and he should. He needs to play with more intensity, man.
Yeah.
He just needs to play with more intensity. This is what I don't want. I mean, I know that he told the fans he was sorry, let the team down. He's a good guy, but you know what? Great, but I don't want any apologies anymore. Great. Okay, you had a shitty game. Okay, but you know what? Don't have a bad game. Go out there and do something, man. Be the guy you can be.
Right.
Play hard, man. Play physical. He's a physical guy. Play physical. I don't think he's dropped off that much. Has he? Maybe he has.
Yeah.
But he had a pretty good game last week. He had that one good catch, but he had that one dropped ball. Oh my God! I just wanted to just lose my mind.
Yeah.
But he's known for that.
Mm-hmm.
But he doesn't get the ball. He's not a number one. We got Beckham, so he's not the number one guy on the team. He's not used to that. So maybe he's a guy that needs more balls thrown to him. I'm not sure, but
it's going to be nice to see if Shepard gets a little help because really he's the one that's been carrying.
Oh, he's going to get help from Beckham.
Yeah.
We can't forget Beckham.
No.
I mean, Beckham's a bad boy. Let's just be honest.
And
Beckham's a bad boy. I'm not being a homer right now. Beckham is a bad boy. He's like the number one receiver in the league. Let's just be honest. He is. Because when he catches the ball, he can make things happen.
Right.
And you only need to give him on a little slant. And I think they should have done more of that in the Detroit game, man. Just give Beckham the ball. So it makes me think that, he's not really there yet. I hope he's there, and I hope he's amped for this game. It's a rivalry game. I think they're going to play with that anger. They need to play with that anger, that intensity, I should say, as you should in a rivalry game.
Right.
So hopefully that gives them a little bit of an edge.
Well, we're not. I think the offensive line is kind of up in the air. One thing we do know is McAdoo is sticking with Eric Flowers. He's sticking.
Who else is going to play though?
I know they could start switching people all over the place. Then they're out. Then they're out of position.
And this is on Jerry Reese, okay?
Right.
That was something they should have addressed in the offseason. They want to give him one more year to see if maybe he could. Think about it. This is his third year, so they're thinking we're going to work with him in the offseason. We're going to see what he can do. Okay. First 2 games hasn't done very good. So is it more of the same? Are we getting to a point where we're saying, okay, it's third year? To me, this is it. If you cannot do it and prove that you are an NFL left tackle, we're done for him, and we've got to go back to the drawing board. We've either got to bring somebody in, and who's that going to be? I don't know. They got to make some sort of a deal. Right. Or they got to draft somebody who's available in the draft, and is the person going to be good because he was available in the draft?
Yeah.
He's a first round pick. Was he number 9 or 11 or whatever he was? And he's kind of looking like a bust.
Yeah.
He's kind of looking like a bust. I hope he's not a bust.
Yeah.
Or maybe they have to have a different scheme and just give him some help and he'll be okay. But it doesn't look that way.
Yeah.
It doesn't look that way. And teams, like we were talking about your red jersey, teams are looking at that and they're just, man, they're going to scheme against that.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The looking at the rest of the offensive line, I'm pretty sure Bobby Hart's going to be out. I'm pretty sure. Let's just assume he is. Again, we've got Fluker and we've got Wheeler that we can plug in, or they can bring Pugh back across and they can start flip-flopping stuff all over the place, which I think is ridiculous.
They put in Jones last week.
Yeah,
Jones.
I didn't see a big improvement with that.
No, because he had that boneheaded holding call.
Yeah.
You know, that cost us, I don't want to say it cost us a touchdown because the Giants, they get down into the red zone. They always have their challenges. But, man, 1st and 1 on the goal line, and he gets that call, you just can't. You cannot make that mistake.
Right.
They have to not make those mistakes.
That's an Eric Flowers mistake. What's he doing?
Clean that up.
Why is he taking Eric Flowers' thunder? That's an Eric Flowers mistake.
There's plenty to go around offensive holding.
Yeah.
There's no question about that.
So why don't we talk about? Why don't you talk about how our defense matches up against the Eagles' defense?
Well, specifically, I'm not really sure, but our defense can hang with any team in the league.
Yeah.
Offensively, I believe that. Like I say, it's a rivalry game. Now, granted, the Giants don't typically play well against the Eagles, but they played good against them last year. They held them down in points and stuff. I don't see anything changing with the defense. As long as hopefully though. They're not on the field as long as they have been for these last couple of games. And they shut down Detroit a lot. Detroit had several 3-and-outs. They weren't running the ball and moving the ball as well as Dallas did.
Right.
But they were still moving the ball. They did get a lot of rushing yards. But Detroit, they stopped Detroit, multiple drives. So they have to contain Wentz, like we were talking about. They had that practice with Stafford. Hopefully that gave them a little bit to a little bit of film to watch, and they've got film on here from last year.
Right.
Wentz. They know who he is. They were able to shut him down, so we'll see.
Well, a few tidbits I pulled offline on the Eagles' defense. They're tied 15th for total points allowed, so they're right in the middle of the pack. Ranked 12th with 304 yards per game allowed. So that's a few yards. Cornerback Jalen Mills, the cornerback, leads the team in tackles.
They got a couple of quarterbacks that are out, though, right?
Yeah, that's correct.
I heard there were some injuries.
Yeah, Brandon Graham, I think, is one of them. He's leading in sacks.
Or are they questionable? Do we know that stat?
Well, I don't.
We'll see.
But I know that there are 2 that are injured, so I'm not positive on that.
I don't know a lot about the Eagles, guys. I just know I want the Giants to beat them. That's all I really care about. I don't really care. I don't even want to know about the Eagles, man. I don't even want to know about them.
I know what you mean.
I don't want to put that information.
We have to
in my
offer
head.
some information here.
I got you.
Their defense has 8 sacks in 2 games. That's really good. But they are -1 on takeaways total for team.
Okay.
So I can run over some stats on the Giants defense, or do you want to kind of throw them out there? And then we talked a little bit about them anyway.
I could read off the page here. It looks like they're 14th in total points allowed. They were number 2 last year.
Wow. It's only 2 games.
That's what made them a great defense.
Yeah.
Is teams, it's okay if you move the ball, within the 20s or whatever. But if you hold them to field goals or you get that turnover, as right before they get into field goal range, Giants did awesome at that last year. That's what gave them that record. And they're still good at that to me. I was talking to my brother last night, or Monday night, and he was very worried about the defense. And I thought the defense looked good. Josh, they're going to be okay. They're going to be okay. And I'm not being a homer right now. I'm just telling you, man, they're going to be okay. And you're saying tied 19th with allowing 324 yards per game?
That's correct. That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, a little up there. B.J. Goodson will be back this week.
That's good news.
He still leads the team with 18 tackles. Hey, one prop to Calvin Munson. He did get a sack.
Yeah,
and for a rookie, he called a pretty good defense.
I thought he played well.
Yeah,
I thought he played well.
There was a couple times he was out of position, but nevertheless. Olivier Vernon, JPP, they put a good rush together.
The defense played good.
Yeah.
The defense played good.
And they were kind of like a bend, don't break kind of defense. They gave up a lot of yards, but they didn't break when it came down. And that's the way I kind of felt about it. You know? Again, they held them 17 points, so it's kind of a shut the fuck up moment. If they would hold everybody 17 points, I'd be happy. I'd be really happy. It's just up to the offense to score.
Yeah.
You know, I don't think it's unreasonable to
score and not turn the ball over.
That's right.
To score and not turn the ball over, especially deep. Remember when that ball got turned over in that last game? Man, they got a first down. It's on the 29-yard line. The Giants. They got to move the ball less than 30 yards to score points, and they're already in field goal range with Matt Prater, who can kick like a 60-yard field goal.
And a very
so they just right there.
Yeah.
The interception gave them points.
Right.
You know, and you can't allow that. You cannot do that. You cannot make that mental error. You cannot make that mistake.
Let's see. Oh yeah, the Giants defense has 4 sacks so far this year, just for note. And we're -2 on takeaways. So again, and really, our defense just hasn't. I mean, I expected Landon Collins, and I know Jack Rabbit was out this last game, which I think hurt their secondary. But he'll be back in the next game. Janoris Jenkins, he'll be back in the next game against the Eagles. I want to see them get some turnovers, because when those guys get hold of the ball, they move it back. You know. So I'd like to see Landon Collins and Janoris Jenkins.
Also, another thing that they really need to improve on, in my opinion, is they need to get some return yardage.
Yeah.
They're not getting any return yardage.
Yeah.
I mean, they're getting too many, catches, and boom, they're on like the 10-yard line, 12-yard line.
Right.
And the drives are really long. They're not getting any return yardage.
Yeah.
And that's frustrating.
It really is, and I agree with you.
I love Harris.
Yeah.
He's great. I think he's a better defender than he is offensively. But that's why I was telling you at the beginning of the year, man. Let's put Beckham back there.
Yeah.
They're just use the guy.
Yeah.
Maybe they will. It's coming up. Or Shepard.
Well, again,
he's doing some punt returns as well last year.
He missed the first game. He was limited in the second game. So
we'll see what
happens.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we really need him to really.
As long as it's not how you start, it's how you finish. I'm not just being positive right now. I'm not trying to throw you little philosophical things. I'm just saying it's really true. It's not how you start, it's how you finish. They need to finish strong, no question. Not only in the season, but in the game. They need to have a strong finish.
Rich, do you have any final thoughts on how the offense can pull this together?
Oh, they got to have a sense of urgency. I hope those guys are talking to each other in the locker room, man. I hope they're getting on each other's case. It's a rivalry game, like we've already discussed. I just pray to God they can get that running game going. They just need to clean up their mistakes, man. Bottom line, they need to clean up their mistakes.
I have a feeling they're going to come out and actually do pretty well against the Eagles. I know that the Eagles' defensive front is really tough, but I just have a feeling that this one's going to come around. I really have to believe that. With that in mind, I think that the Giants are going to upset the Eagles.
If they beat them, it's not an upset.
Well, to you and I, it's not. To you and I, it's not. If they beat them,
it's just, hey, you got beat. It's just the way. It's a division rivalry game, and Giants got the best of them.
Yeah.
And as usual, I'm picking the Giants. Am I not going to pick the Giants? I'm picking the Giants.
Well, I'd like to give thanks to Big Blue Nova in Herndon, Virginia at Ned Devine's. It is a Giants bar.
Great place.
All you local fans to the Washington, D.C. area, head out there. Give them a little bit of love and feel the camaraderie like I did. And I also want to give some thanks to Tin Cannon for some fantastic beer. Anything more?
Go Giants. Just
Go
go
Giants.
Giants. Do it this week, or I'm coming up to New York and I'm going to kick all your asses.
We're out.